straight in, complete and utterly raw.
Raw dogging. It's
No,
never been
no
so raw in
foreplay,
my life.
no foreplay, straight in to
No
full.
spit, just in.
No hot tour.
No
Straight.
spit on that thing. Just
Literally, we are recording right now, so we'll just keep
I
all.
don't care. I don't care.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Warrior Unfiltered podcast. This is episode 83. Did we do 82? Yeah, we done 82
We've
last
done
week.
82. Yeah.
This is episode 83, and to preface, we have no material whatsoever for today's topic of discussion. We literally are just going to jump on and go off the cuff, chat basically crap for the next 40 minutes.
Just what I like to do. My forte.
Well, I mean, we both literally have just walked through
Vulcan.
walking. That sums up my day.
What a new word that is.
Walked. We both just walked through the door. Bax, if you're listening, by the way, that was so not worth it. A 5 hour round trip from where I live down to Crayford to train with Bax, in-person check-in, and then to jump on the A2. Oh, mate, it's a nightmare. By the M25, Dartford Bridge, rush hour, say less. So 5 hour round trip just for an in-person check-in. I've literally just walked through
Walking through the door.
the Yeah, I just
Sounds
walked
like
through the door
old
and
school. That sounds like an old school saying.
I don't even know
Thou
where it comes
walking
from.
through door.
I walked through the door. I've had barely any food today. Literally just grabbed some ham slices before we jumped on this recording.
No.
So that's why I'm not braining
Do you
today.
remember Billy Bear Ham?
Billy Bear ham.
Billy Bear Ham. So, like, you know, like you said about ham
Yeah, the one
slices.
shaped like
Yeah,
a
the bear shaped ham.
yes, I remember them.
Oh my god, bro! I was the most fussiest eater
Them
back in there
the
when I was a
eyes were
kid.
like a pale color. Like
Yes, and it
yeah,
had ears and everything. Yeah,
Billy.
I used to demolish them.
What they
Yeah, I was
call
gonna say if you,
Billy
I don't know if it's Billy Bear Ham, but I think it might be called Billy Bear Ham. Like as in the name Billy.
Billy ham.
I think it might be Billy. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, Billy Bear as the
Yeah,
bear. Billy Bear.
show the camera. We got to see
Trying to
the
get
old nostalgia. If
oh,
anyone ever watches this that isn't from the UK or is too young, they're not going to know what this is.
did it ever used to come like this?
It yeah, so that not not the
This
log,
part, I don't know
not
what
like the
that
loaf
is.
of bread. It's like a
I
loaf
remember.
of bread. Yeah, what you're
Imagine eating
point?
that.
No,
Imagine
no, what?
boring on that. Don't worry, I just got
Yeah,
my
you
hand.
just pick it up and it's like the sort you know the soaring loaves.
Yeah, this is
Is
how it
that
used to
them?
go.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, that
Disgusting.
package. Oh my, that's nostalgia. That packaging is
Proper
elite.
nostalgia that is.
I
Yeah.
used to go through a pack of them like a day.
You know what? I actually remember. I remember I used to get a knife and I used to try and cut
Yeah,
out
cut
the
the
cow
stuff out.
bit.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I used to always forget that obviously that's still attached.
yeah.
You know,
I
cut
used to
all it out.
poke it. I used to poke it out. I like somehow like you know like because it's so thin. I put like my
Yeah.
finger through it and just like peel it off. Oh yeah, Billy Bear Ham was so good, bro.
Yeah. Where did that even come from?
You
Oh,
said
because,
about ham slices.
yeah, some slices of ham.
See, I told you I can waffle.
Yeah. And you just got back from your walk.
My
Just steps.
steppies, yep, my little steps. Yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I've been doing a lot of overtime this week. Just because I want more money. So that's why. So steps have been a little bit not I've still been getting the 10,000, but it's just been the timing of getting the steps in has just been later, but it's not a problem.
Yeah.
But I mean it's quite nice out there as well, so it's actually quite a nice walk. At least it's not raining.
It's still nice weather.
Yeah,
Yeah,
until tomorrow. I actually think. I think it's this weekend. It's meant to be raining.
cooling down.
And I think it's lot. I think it's like 21 degrees, something like that.
Yeah, again, for those who don't reside in UK, we've had a mini heat wave. Although to other people in like Dubai and Bali, that would still be like a winter's day for them. But for us,
Yeah,
it's been
but
like
I
25.
still think it's different though because obviously we live in a country where we don't expect heat. So our buildings are made to keep heat in the building. We haven't got really air conditioning unless you work in like offices or something.
Yes.
So you're relying on a fan that blows heat out, even
Literally,
if you
well,
try to use it.
Argos is making a killing this week.
And Amazon must be
Yeah,
Amazon's
Amazon
air
and
conditioning
Argos,
must go
they're
off the.
£15 fans that does nothing but just
Yeah,
blow
yeah, yeah.
more hot air on you. Although I should have made a bit of commission because I bought my fan, didn't I, about
Yeah.
2 weeks ago. So those who follow me on Instagram would have seen on my story. But this one, I'm not even going to disclose where we found it. But we found one aircon from a specific, it's quite a big corporation, a well-known UK corporation, but we found one and it costs 120 odd quid, but it's got the built-in purifier and
Yeah.
aircon
Yeah,
cooling
yeah.
system thing. So it legitimately blows out cold air with the water as well. So like that was a game changer. But
Yeah, we didn't have an aircon, but I'm so wishing. I mean, even in the winter, I'd still use the aircon probably. I
yeah,
just naturally am hot like most of the time. So to have an aircon, I want one of the ones where I can't find what it's called, but when there's like you've got your bed mattress, and in America they have these, so you put like a pump into the mattress, and you can have one side cold and one side hot, but you can rotate it. So like there'll be, like how an air conditioning unit has like a little like pump coming out of it, so it can blow heat away and stuff. It's the same, but for a bed mattress. But I don't know what they're called because you can't type like cooling mattress because then it provides you with literal cooling mattresses.
I just
But I
realized.
heard I heard them speak about it. This is really random. On the Fouad podcast, I heard this is when he was had Guy Sistanino on all the time. They all have them, and I'm like, I don't know what it's called.
See, I don't know. I'm gonna
You
try.
can't. The thing is, you can't search it. Like I don't know what to
Oh, I'm
type in.
literally just about to try and search it. You don't know what to search.
No, because like I put like cooling mattress pump. I'm like,
Alien system.
but like you can do it. They're like I don't know how much they are. I'd assume they're expensive. But like say if you like to have your bed cold, but then your partner likes to have their side warm,
Yeah,
you can split the two. So like one side stays cool all the time, one side stays hot. I was like, that would be a unbelievable purchase.
interesting. I mean, I have found something on here, but I don't know how to. How do I share my screen and then unshare it afterwards?
I don't know what like.
We'll save that for next time.
Yeah, I was gonna say there is a share button, but I don't
There
know.
is a share button, but then I don't know how to unshare afterwards. I'll just be
Would it just
stuck.
be end sharing or something? I
I
mean, don't try it because
don't want to.
just in case you show your porn history or whatever. So,
No, I've deleted that already. Um, yeah, I think obviously we said we're just going to go off the cuff. We didn't have
yeah,
any main topic of discussion. However, we did come in with some topics. We've got three main ones. I don't know what one you wanted to start off with. I think we should start off with your one. And the only reason
the
why is because me and my partner, we've just got into watching the series. She actually started watching it without me, and I've already watched 3 seasons because
yeah.
for those who don't know, I used to live in Bath. So let's just actually add some context. Darren, this weekend, was it just the weekend gone?
Yeah, just this
Yeah.
weekend gone.
This weekend gone, Darren went up to Diddley Squat Farm in, where's it called? Chip.
So it's Chipping Norton,
Yeah,
the
that's it.
best place, like what it's near. If you're talking like a big town, is probably if you're talking big town like Cheltenham,
Yeah.
it's around that area.
It is closest to Cheltenham in terms of
Yeah,
a
in terms
place
of a
where some people would know.
yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah, where I used to live in Bath, I was about 30 minutes away from Cheltenham. So
yeah,
I took a trip. So this is when obviously it all just started coming out, Clarkson's Farm. And it's a UK show with Jeremy Clarkson. Some people might know him from Top Gear or Grand
yeah.
Tour. But basically, it was just I don't know if he inherited the farm or if he bought the
Yeah, so
farm.
he's had it for I think he's had it for a while,
Yeah,
but I remember this because I've also watched all of the episodes and like up until the final season, but Becky hadn't watched any of them. So I
right.
was like, I'll rewatch them all with you. I don't care. And
Literally
I
same
remember at the
situation.
start, yeah, I remember at the start he says he had the farm already, but he had a farmer who was dealing with all of it, but then that farmer retired. So he
Uh,
thought instead of getting a new one, he's going to take over and
he took
run
over the
it.
project.
Yeah.
I mean, probably one of his best investments ever.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
It keeps him
it probably was a
relevant,
very
especially
stressful but
yeah,
profitable investment.
profitable, and it keeps him relevant. Obviously, as he's getting older, he no longer can do Top Gear and Grand Tour.
Yeah.
But yeah, so for those who haven't, I feel like we're plugging here right now. Go check it out. It's on Amazon. Um, and they've got four seasons at the moment. And my partner just started watching it, and she like fell in love with it instantaneously. I was like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, and then obviously I'm boasting. I was like, I've been there, seen three seasons. I haven't seen the full season yet, and I know they're in the works of producing the fifth season.
Yeah. So the fifth one, I think, won't come out till next
I
year.
think it's next year because they
So
only
they've
just
already just got, yeah,
announced
they've already just got
that they
this one out.
started production in May 2024,
Yeah.
2025. So yeah, anyway, we've just started watching it and we're on to season three. I think we're at the end of season three now. And you just went there this weekend. So how was
Mhm.
it?
So, if anyone doesn't know or hasn't watched season four, it's not a spoiler because it's quite obvious. So in season four, he has his own pub. So he has a pub and he has his farm, to basically try and make as much profit as possible. So we stayed up there overnight. So we stayed in like a glamping off the grid place. So no network, no social media, no nothing.
Oh,
But
completely.
it was beautiful. It was beautiful. But anyway, yeah, so we went to the farm shop first. So you this is where a large part of his land is. This is where it's like his main land is. So as you go in, as you can expect, it's super busy, like mega busy. Like the normal car park's full, the overflow car park is massive, and that's nearly full. So you're going into this
The
like
thing is if people haven't seen it, the actual shop itself is tiny.
yeah, yeah. So that's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
So when you get there, there's like when we got there and there was like a line going the whole way around around like
It goes around the
the
whole
bit
building, doesn't it?
the land that you can go on basically was just
Yeah.
all around there, people queuing up. When you get to the farm, or when you get to the shop, sorry, it's like a rotary system. So you go in and you basically have one lap to get
Yeah.
whatever you can, and then you got to fuck off,
Yeah.
basically. Like, because it's so small and so many people are trying to do it, it's trying to get around quick enough. Um, but it was really good. Like we went in there. They're obviously selling their meats. They're selling like fudge. They're selling fruits and veg and everything like that. So it is really good in there. Expensive.
Yeah.
Like to get a lot of the stuff is expensive, but as I think it's right to do, like he's trying to promote farming, like British farmers and back in British farmers. So, of course, everything they make is natural and comes from farming. So it's going to be expensive. So that was really good. And then we went straight from there to the pub, which is called the Farmer's Dog, if I'm correct. There's a Farmer's Puppy.
I think it's the farmer's dog.
I think there's the Farmer's Dog and the Farmer's Puppy. So I'll explain. So the Farmer's Dog is the actual pub. So it's where they have the restaurant, the bar, everything like that, which you will see
Yeah,
on the news.
it's
So it's
called
the
the farm.
Farmer's Dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then to the side of that, so like their beer garden, let's say, it's a big open like space. To be fair, it's a really nice location.
Yeah.
And the beer garden's massive. It's got its own tent, so you go in there, order food, and then you go and collect it, and you can have food there rather than queuing up for the pub because it's like no reservation. Like you can't get in there. Um, but yeah, we went to the farmer's dog. The little tent bit where you have to queue up for food was fucking massive. Like it was huge, but
Yeah,
it
I
only
can
took
imagine,
us like,
especially now with it being summertime, the heat wave and that.
yeah, I mean it was hot as well. Let me preference that. When we went, it was, I think it was when we had that, it was just before we had the bad heat wave. So it's probably like 28, 27 when we was there.
It
So
was
it
this
was
weekend.
hot.
This weekend was really, really hot. It was like
Yeah.
29.
The Monday and Tuesday was, I think it was Monday was horrible because I know it was like 33 or whatever it
They
was.
just
But
gone.
this, yeah,
Yeah, and then Tuesday it rained.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, Saturday and Sunday, it was hot. So as you can imagine, busy. But yeah, went there. Again, food is expensive, but
To be fair,
it's
it's nice food,
experience.
and obviously it's
Yeah.
all
Oh,
organic.
it's really nice. It's really nice. Like because it's his own produce in terms of like farming and stuff like that. Because it's all natural, it's really good.
Yeah.
And the food's quick. Once you order it, like we ordered it, went to sit down, and the buzzer, like you have like a little buzzer thing, and it went off straight away. So it took like 2 minutes to get your food. Um, and then yeah, had a cheeky cider. Had
Nice.
one of Caleb's ciders.
Did
Um,
you what I think it's season is it season three, the end of season three, it must be because we've just watched the episode when all of the ciders were exploding.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that was his like first production. They all just
Yeah.
started exploding.
And there was like thousands that they sold and they had to
Yeah.
go back.
Yeah, well, luckily this one wasn't a bottle. This one was a draft, so
Oh,
luckily
fair
it
enough.
came in a pint glass. if
But
that exploded, that would have hurt.
Caleb as well, mate. He's absolutely killing it.
He's
He's famous
killing it
now
now. Yeah,
everywhere. He's got we checked on Instagram, it's like 2.1 million followers.
yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, it's done him a lot of good. It's done that. Oh, you won't know as well because the new season. But in the new season, there's another person that comes on
Okay,
for like a short period of time. But the person that they hired because Caleb went away
right.
was a TikTok farmer.
I
So
heard
like,
about her, but I don't know.
yeah, and she got quite popular off that. Like, because of Jeremy Clarkson, I think, because of how much money she made, she managed to buy her own house, and
Oh,
she was like
really?
so thankful for him. Yeah,
Wow.
because like
He's
obviously she
just
got
name at the end of the day.
exactly like anyone's gonna take that opportunity, aren't they? Like if you get offered that, you're gonna milk it and be like, yeah, let's do it. But overall, no, the experience is really good. Like I recommend it to people. Just be aware you will be in queues.
Oxfordshire, that's where the pub is. Um,
Yes,
yeah.
yes. So yeah, to preference it, the pub, the distance from the farm shop to the pub is about 30, 45 minutes.
Yeah, I think it took me about 40 minutes, somewhere around there.
Yeah, it is quite a distance. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's like if you're gonna do it as an experience, it's all worth it.
It's worth it though because the country lanes, the
Oh
scenery,
mate, the
so
place is beautiful.
illustrious. Yeah, it's
The
exquisite.
area is beautiful. I was saying to Becky as well, and I think she agreed. I was like, I could happily live here. Like that is my environment. Like I like the quiet.
And you can kind of see why I moved up there now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and especially, do you know what? Cheltenham surprised me.
The only thing with Cheltenham is it's very expensive to live up
Yeah. Oh
there.
yeah.
Very expensive, but
I was saying to Becky, I was like, if I moved to Cheltenham or near Cheltenham, I was like, at least I know a gym. I was
yeah,
like,
no,
at least I know a gym I can go to.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's still
but
called JP and Sheds,
it's still no. I think it's just TBJP gym now. I
right?
don't think it's ex Shed because I don't think he wants anything to do with him anymore.
Wow, I don't
I
know.
saw it on James's story yesterday. Actually, he was like anyone. I don't know if you saw it. He was like anyone associated with JP, I'm unfollowing you.
Oh,
He's like it's
really?
nothing.
Is he
He's like
doing
it's
proper
nothing
bit with that?
personal. Yeah, he's like it's nothing personal for
I
that for
mean,
that person. But he was like, I just don't want to be associated with anything to do with him anymore.
I mean
That's like raw.
that sounds 100% personal.
Yeah, I mean it's personal to him, but I don't know about like the others. I'm like, why are you unfollowing them for? Like, it's nothing to do with it unless they're getting involved somehow. But I'm like, not everyone that knows JP is gonna be honest. Like, I don't even know what's gone on to be honest.
Yeah, I
But
wonder what happened there because obviously they
I
were.
think it's just a butt of heads, and because I swear they've done it before. I swear James and him fell out before because
Um,
wasn't he trained by JP athlete and then he just wasn't on the team at one point.
yeah, I know that. I thought he just got offered a better contract by someone
Oh,
else.
I
I think
don't
that's
know.
Wasn't that around the time when he got offered a contract from Redcon One?
He probably, yeah, but then that's what I mean. Like, you don't know what JP could have been like holding a grudge for that. Like the thing is, you don't know with this stuff. Like, it could just be
It's,
nothing.
it's a
But
similar situation with Hostile and Fuad and Nick Walker, Brett Walkin.
well, the thing
As
is,
soon
like
as
Nick,
they
Nick,
part ways, everyone just
yeah,
thinks there has to
it's
be a beef.
it's crazy. Well, with the hostile one, I mean, they kind of squashed it, didn't they? Because Nick was on.
Nick was
Nick
on the
used to be.
podcast, and there was, I don't know if they dropped a bomb, but I can't remember who it was. I think it may have been Ian or someone else saying about how Brett, he
Oh
isn't,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
he isn't sponsored by anyone anymore, and there's rumors of him going back to Hostile. So
yeah,
no, I think it's just one of those situations where at the end of the day, as athletes, they've got a life to live and they've got to earn a living,
yeah.
so they're going to go where the money
Right,
is.
yeah, and I think with James as well, especially with James, he's very emotional.
Yeah.
Like, he's a very emotional guy, and like also a father now. So congrats to him.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's just a very emotional person. So I think once something happens, he's quite rational in his decision to be like,
Thing is,
no, fuck
they're the
off.
polar opposites as well. Because
Yeah,
JP is completely emotionless.
yeah,
Then you've got James, which is emotional, like
yeah,
emotional. So you've got the polar opposites. So I can understand if there was a butt of heads and a clash there. I think it's one
yeah.
of
I
those,
can see it.
again, we're obviously just speculating here, so no one take our word for gospel. But
Oh no, I don't. I
the
genuinely, I genuinely.
JP is very financially comfortable, so it may have just been a really good opportunity there for James to kind of not take advantage, but lean into it and just say like, look, we can open a gym. He wanted to move up to that area, and then a couple months into the business, it's like, look, we're just butting heads, we're clashing, we're in each other's pocket, we're not getting along,
Yeah.
constant disagreements. Let's just part ways. But comments like that, anyone associated with it, I'm going to unfollow. That's when it's like, that makes me feel like there must be a bit more to it.
Yeah, there must have been something personal between them two. Like, I don't,
It was like a
because
beef.
people always go straight for the finance. They always go, oh, there must be money issues. But I'm like, they're both very comfortable. I don't think a financial issue is the thing. I think it's something personal. But again, I'm not.
It's either ego related or there might have been some kind of breach in the contract, a disagreement.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Because at one point he was also coaching him, weren't he? When James went to the Olympia.
Uh,
JP was like overseeing,
yeah,
like they were
started
kind of
off with
going
him
just back and
overseeing it,
forth.
and then I think he just took like full reins in the end.
He started eating Ben and Jerry's and stuff like a couple of days before. Fucking madman.
um, yeah, well, that's an interesting one. That wasn't actually part of one of our conversations. The actual conversation we was going to talk about was the Fouad Abiad
Yeah,
situation.
the show was a shock, bro. I
Yeah.
didn't. It honestly shocked me when I saw it
Well,
because
you're the one who sent me the message, and you said, "Oh,
yeah,
do you see what happened?" And normally, when anyone sends a message like that, you're thinking the worst.
yeah. Well, I thought the worst.
I was like, "No, no, no, no! What?" So I went straight onto his page, and then I saw the message that Summer wrote.
Hmm.
I was like, "Oh, typical. Had to be a bike incident."
But the thing is, like, when I think one of the stories or something I saw is the way it was worded was like, honestly, I'm not even lying, it was like he died. Like,
Okay.
I was like, holy shit, like there's no way Fuad's died. Because like it was something simple, like thinking about, like it was like thinking of you, Fuad, or something like that. And straight away when you hear that, you're like, he's fucking dead. I
Yeah,
was like, he's dead, bro. And then yeah, I saw all the posts and stuff like that, and I was honestly, I was like, because I think at the time it was posted, he was on life support, and I think he was in a, like, he wasn't conscious,
yeah.
and
Well,
I was like, shit.
the live bro chat that he done recently, he went into depth about what
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
think he said he was in a coma for like 5 or 6 days.
yeah,
So during that period, that must have been where Summer made the post.
yeah. Well, I honestly, when I heard about him on life support, I was like, he actually might not make it. I was like, shit.
Even
But it
even
actually,
now, even now, when obviously he told everyone the full extent of what happened.
yeah. Oh yeah, it's a miracle, bro.
What was it? His C5, 6, 7, and 8 vertebrae, so the cervical part of the spine up in the neck, that was all broken. And he said the actual wings. So for those
Yeah,
who know the vertebrae, the anatomy of the vertebrae is like wings. You've got the middle part and then two wings on either side, and that's where all like the nerve endings are. And they were all completely shattered from
yeah.
C5 to C8. The fact that one he is still alive, and the fact that he can walk and still move everything peripherally. Like, yeah,
Well, like you say, he's a hyper responder, bro.
it was funny. He still had his humor, but God forbid, like he should have been dead.
Yeah, and I mean, on top of that as well, I think he broke every rib
He
on one
broke
side of
on
his
his left
body.
side. He broke every rib.
They
Yeah,
had to puncture his lung
yeah,
because he could have died then.
yeah.
He couldn't move his left arm.
He's currently going through rehabilitation with his.
Yeah,
He just literally
uh,
posted. Yeah, he just posted today. I think it was this morning. I saw it where he can now move his thumb and the other finger, but beforehand,
because he
on
was.
the in the live bro chat podcast, he had to hold his hand up. Like there was
Yeah,
no movement whatsoever. So it's slowly coming back, but obviously they're all taking the piss out of him, saying about finger blasting is
yeah, he was like, I still think bang.
yeah, that's
But
crazy.
it's good. It's good though. Like I think it for like to have that happen to you, a lot of people would just be very morbid.
Yeah,
I think for him to come out and straight away do a podcast and also be very talkative, like for someone who like it was hard. It's hard to
yeah,
breathe. He talked a lot, and also he was still his same self,
yeah.
which is incredible. Like considering what happened, like everything that happened, and the fact that he still wants to ride bikes after is fucking incredible as well. I
That I
love
like.
him.
That I like.
Yeah,
I give him that 100% because
yeah,
I think it's always one of those situations where a lot of the times people always think they're omnipotent. They think they're like godlike powers and they're invincible and nothing's ever going to happen to them. So they
mm,
carry on being reckless and being, inconsiderate with the decisions that they're making, drinking alcohol, smoking, doing
yeah,
drugs, riding recklessly on bikes and all the rest of it. It's not until something like that happens when it's all put into perspective and you're like, do you know what? At the end of the day, I'm actually very fragile and I need to start being more sensible. You could even say I
yeah.
had this conversation with Bax, because Bax is in prep now, and just for context, he said like I was back on nicotine now just to help with like cravings. And I'm telling him that I've given up vaping. For those who don't know, I had a partial collapsed lung with pneumothorax last year. Um, Most of it was due to me being asthmatic, but then also contributing factors would have been the drugs that I was taking, the abuse over many years. But then the biggest contributing factor was the vaping. Like I was vaping heavily for 2 years, and the symptoms that I was getting beforehand was I kept feeling really dizzy and lightheaded. And I thought nothing of it. And then eventually it got to the point where it was kind of like an inconvenience with work. So I went down, got a load of tests done. Long story short, they said the situation. And it wasn't until then, that's when I was like, right, okay, I'm actually going to give up the vaping. So
Mhm.
beforehand, when they'd done all the tests, like they'd done blood work, they'd done CT scans, MRI, all of it, there was nothing came back. So I just carried on vaping. But as soon as that happened, I was like, well, I'll actually better quit now.
Yeah, I think going through things like that puts it doesn't it like it shouldn't throw you off of doing things. Obviously, with your situation, it's a little bit different. But like with like the bike incident, for example, if it's something that you're like passionate about, and yeah, like stuff, you've got to be prepared that stuff like that can happen.
Mm.
Like it's like getting a car. If you like fast cars, one day you're probably more than likely going to get into some sort of crash. It's probably going to affect you in some way, but it shouldn't stop you from doing it shouldn't stop you from enjoying that thing still.
Uh,
It just teaches you to be a little bit more cautious.
yeah, because he was saying at the beginning when he first initially got into riding. Uh,
Yeah.
he was wearing hardly nothing. Like he
Yeah,
was
he said he wore like a beanie and
yeah.
a t-shirt and jeans, and that was it.
Imagine having that crash when he
Oh,
was
yeah,
getting back.
mate, he wouldn't even make it. Like, he would have been dead before he even hit the floor, probably. But like, it wasn't even the thing was as well. Like, I assumed if it was a bike accident, he had like he got hit.
Like a
But
collision
the
with
fact
the
that
car.
but the
Yeah,
fact that he didn't get hit, it was a typical UK thing. It was a fucking pothole that did
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, but no, like it's good that he's still, and I think he's out of hospital now as well.
Oh, is
But
he?
I know on the podcast he mentioned that he's more than likely going home.
I
He's
know
like, I'm going
he
home in
said
a few
something about
days,
he
but I
might
don't
be
know.
going home because it's kind of like a waste of a hospital bed at the moment.
Yeah,
They don't need to do any more tests or checkups on him. Who knows? Who knows? But
I mean he's gonna do a lot. He's gonna have to do a lot of physio, a lot of physio.
I think this will also do really good. I think from a business point of view, it'll do really well with his business.
Yeah,
It'll reach a new kind of peak.
yeah.
You can
No,
use.
genuinely, when it happened, like I don't get. I'm not like massively emotional, but when it happened, I was genuinely like, "Oh shit!" Like, like my heart, my like stomach dropped, and I was just like,
Yeah,
"Oh, this actually feels horrible." Because like for me, his podcasts and stuff, I listen to like all the time. Like I don't think I've missed an episode. So
yeah.
I love his podcast. So I was like,
Just
if the
imagine.
worst happened, what would go on? Like, would they carry it on? Like,
Yeah,
would
I
Ian
mean,
take charge, or like, what would go on?
you could continue it with the rest of the gang, but it just wouldn't be the same.
But I don't think anyone could carry a conversation like he does, because I feel like he does a lot of the conversation. Like he gets everything started, and then Ian
Yeah.
or something just
No,
carries on.
I'm trying to think like with Luke Sando, because obviously it
Yeah,
all originated with Luke Sando, and then
yeah,
unfortunately he passed away, and they've managed to carry on. But then it's him. It all stems down.
yeah. He's the anchor of it, and then he's brought people in who are not like Luke, but like they'll bring the same characteristics and the same kind
Yeah,
of
but
vibe.
even still, how many times has he gone off for a wee and they've been like, right, take over, you're in charge.
Yeah.
Just goes dead for like 5 minutes.
I think if it happened to Fouad, Paul should take over.
Oh, could you imagine pouring it?
Can you imagine him trying to start a conversation? Sup, guys?
Yeah, what's up? What's new?
How's the weather like, guys? Do you want to play some geography questions, guys?
He cracks me up. He
Yeah,
is the main character. I mean, despite everything we just said about Fuad being the load bearing wall, and he's the anchor of that podcast. The main character, 100% unequivocally, is Paul. Like
always.
when Paul is never on an episode, which is rare, I'm like, oh, it's just not the same.
Yeah,
It's
Paul is and has been my favorite person on that show for God knows how many years.
I was so gutted because when we went to the Arnold UK,
Yeah,
was it 2023, wasn't it?
yeah, 2 years. Yeah, they didn't have it. They didn't have it. No way. Yeah, was it not last year?
Was it last March?
It might have been last March.
It may have been.
I honestly,
Surely it
I
can't be
can't
2
even
years
remember.
ago.
No, it couldn't have been 23. It couldn't because I was in America.
And I was still in Bath.
Yes, it was
There you go.
24, bro.
There you go. There you go.
We figured it out. I was in
I'll
another
figure
car. I
that
should
one
have gone
out.
to
Yeah,
the
so
actual
2024.
Arnold's.
I was going to say, surely it couldn't have been 2 years
Yeah,
ago.
it couldn't have been
But
2 years ago because they didn't have it this year, but they
yes,
got it next year.
yes, that's it. But that was the main person that I wanted to see because obviously that was
Yeah,
their first time coming over to the UK.
yeah,
And
and
I
they
know
hate it as well.
everyone wanted to see Sam Sulek. All
No,
I wanted to do was just meet Paul. We
yeah,
got there. I remember we got there and we waited in a queue, and it was like a 3 hour wait.
yeah.
In the end, I think you
And
did. You and,
Fuad weren't even there because he was ill.
yeah, well, you and Becky walked off first of all because I said like I don't
Yeah,
actually want to walk around, so I'll wait in the queue. You guys can walk around, and you had gone for maybe a good, I want to say, 45 minutes. Came
yeah.
back and I was in the exact same spot.
Just you were just sat down instead.
That same spot. And I was like, right, is it worth it?
Yeah, it definitely was not worth it. But I think I mean I don't think they're going to come next year. But if they come next year and Paul is there, I will make it my goal to meet him,
Yeah,
and I want to quiz him as well.
yeah.
I want to be like, what's the capital of this?
Just do all the places in England.
Yeah, yeah. But they go, oh, like where are we? What city are we in right now? And they go like, Birmingham.
I
It's
know they like to
Birmingham.
really emphasize on the ham, don't they? Birmingham.
Yeah, Birmingham. So Worcestershire.
Worcestershire.
That's
Yeah,
how they would say it. Leicestershire.
Leicestershire. Yeah, no, it's funny.
They love it, but yeah,
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good to see. I was actually surprised that he done the podcast from the hospital beds.
yeah,
I feel like that was a marketing move there. It was like,
yeah.
let's show everyone I'm still a grinder, still hustling.
I don't know. I don't know if you missed it. You see the bit where he moaned at Summer because she was like doing all the sharing the screens and stuff, and
Oh
she
yeah,
kept sharing the wrong stuff. And he's like, "Fuck's sake, Summer!" Like, brother, you're on life support right now. Like, your wife's been there the whole time. And you're just like, "Fuck's sake, Summer."
yeah. I don't really feel like you have a place to moan.
Yeah. But I think it's also nice the amount of like people that went to go and see him, or like just literally dropped everything to go and see him. Like Ian being there for a lot longer than he was meant to. Paul going there, like he said his brother went and flew out there. Like I think it was really good. Like it
Even,
shows the
even,
amount of
even the
people
flood
that
of
care for him.
messages, even the flood of messages that he received around the world, like it just goes to epitomize how much of an impact he is as an ambassador for bodybuilding as a whole, and all for the right reasons. I know obviously
Yeah,
they joke about it all the time with like what's his name, Sean Ray and
yeah.
Bob. I can't. How
Bob
do you pronounce it?
Ciccarello.
Yeah, and how they're always scrutinizing and ridiculing other
Yeah,
people and athletes and all that. And it's like they're doing it for the wrong reason. You need to shed a positive light on everyone, and that's what they do on that podcast. So it just goes to show how, he's had a massive impact since he started the
yeah.
podcast.
Yeah, I genuinely think like because you know when they used to speak about the ambassadors of bodybuilding, like they talked about on their podcast, and they were saying like Samson, Jay Cutler, people like that. I genuinely think the ambassador for bodybuilding is Fuad.
I say currently, I would say the current active one would be Fouad.
Yeah, like if you were going to
They,
say to anyone, speak like who is the guy when it comes to like bodybuilding, like talking about it and everything, you'd go, well, Fuad is probably the one because of
yeah,
his podcast.
Jay's the one always talking in the background. Like he's
Yeah.
always going to be there until his time comes. But I would say Fouad right now is the most prevalent, up to date, active
Yeah.
ambassador for the sport.
No, I don't. Well, with his podcast and stuff, I don't think he's ever going to be topped.
I didn't realize until recently the level of views that he gets
Yeah,
on those podcasts.
yeah. To be honest, I don't even watch it for bodybuilding content.
Oh,
I watch it just because they're just chatting.
it's similar to this. They're literally
Yeah,
just chatting. They're talking about their week, what's been going on, and then they start asking all the questions.
and they
It's
quiz
literally
Paul.
just them. I mean, it's bro chat for a reason. They're literally just
Yeah,
4 or 5 lads having a chat about their week.
and then they start asking Paul all sorts of questions about random shit.
It's when they go down the deep rabbit hole. Like they'll get one question and then they start trying to find loopholes and then they try to like
Yeah,
rephrase or rejig the question. That's when it gets interesting. But I'm just looking on YouTube now. The most recent one got 80,000 views.
Jesus.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, it's
you
it's a
guys that
big
are watching
deal.
this one, if you want to help get the
Yeah.
the
I'm telling you now, I'm not crashing. I'm not crashing to get some views, bro. I'm not crashing. I'm sorry.
yeah, I mean, look,
I, I, I think if that happens to me, I'm not surviving. So
Yeah, look, I've got pneumothorax. I've got half a lung missing. So where's the views, guys? Come on, up them.
yeah, every view is one prayer for Harry. So please view this fucking video.
You're gonna have to sign off the episode now with a prayer. You're gonna have to do your save it.
I
We'll
will.
do one. We'll do one. I'm gonna
I'll
put you
do
on the
it.
spot and we'll do one. I think if we just round it up, to kind of bring it back to some relevance of us, what we've both been up to. I mean, I know pretty much what you've been up to. We talk almost every other day.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, as for myself, I've locked myself back into, I don't even know what you want to call it.
he's becoming a Darren. He's hybriding, bro. He's gonna start running soon.
Not hybrid. No, I couldn't even do it. Even if I tried, even if I wanted to, I couldn't do it. No, I think the turning point for me was I went to one of my athletes' shows who's natural. We went to the WNBF show.
WNBF, yeah,
And mate, I walked in. Do you know Sean, the
yeah,
Asian guy from Crayford's?
yeah.
Yeah, so I went down there with Pat and obviously my guy Mane, he was doing men's physique over 40s. And I saw Sean, I saw Pat, and just the standards at that show was incredible. And Sean alone, just an unbelievable physique. I was like,
Yeah.
fucking huge. For a natty, guy is huge. And I was there sitting with my sushi rolls from Asda across the road. And I was like, that's all I've eaten for the day. And I was like, I feel puny. I feel so small. And it was that moment where I had that epiphany where I was like, I need to sort something out. I need to get myself back on some kind of plan.
Mm.
So yeah, I locked myself into a 12 week. I said a 12 week because we currently have the 12-week TBW 2.0 summer package
Yeah.
thing that we're doing at the moment. So I thought, you know what, I'll lock myself in for that 12 weeks so that I can do it alongside those who've signed up for it. I mean, we're only what, 3, 4 weeks in so far.
Yeah, so I think it's come up to the fourth.
Yeah, this
Or
Sunday,
fourth.
fourth week.
Yeah.
So like not much has changed apart from it's been over a year since I took any compounds. So yeah, I think it was about March. It was about that time when we went to the Arnold's. That's when I
Mhm.
stopped. So about March last year, I completely came off everything. Obviously, I tapered off down to TRT, and then after a little while, I realised that my natural endogenous production of my HP G axes that all came back, and everything was functioning to put it loosely, absolutely fine with nothing in my system whatsoever. And then I got a little bit paranoid, got in my head, and I thought, right, I do need something. And as soon as I put the stuff back in, I lost it all. So I was like, right, I think it's just me. I'm getting in my head. So I came off again, and I just came off for a full year or just over a year. Um, so done blood work. I done that about 6 weeks ago. Everything came back absolutely fine. One of my issues was my EGFR, which is related to my kidneys. A few years ago, that was like very, very bad, like borderline very bad. And managed to get that back up. So I won't obviously go into details about the units, but managed to get that back up to a clinical reference range. So that was kind of like the all clear for me to jump back on. And yeah, now jump back on. Like I said, only 4 weeks in. All I'm running for those who are interested is just recombinant human growth hormone. I love this stuff. Just fills me out. You wouldn't know, being a natural.
Yeah.
It gives me that instant fullness. So that's one thing that I've missed for the last year. Obviously, with my diet being like utter dire, probably consuming about 60 grams of protein a day. If that's a good day. Um,
God.
Carb sources were mainly service stations, like meal deals.
Monster energy.
And then, yeah, the rest of it, literally, I was just about to say, the rest of it just consisted of endless monsters and vape at the time, but then obviously gave up vaping. I couldn't give up all my poisons, so I kept the
Hey, the
monsters.
monsters not
Yeah, kept the
don't
monsters, but just
speak evil of the monsters.
literally just increased the amount of monsters to.
That's the protocol, bro.
Yeah,
Down the vapes, up on the monsters. It's only
100%.
right.
To be honest with you, sometimes it did get really bad, like to the point where across the day I was having like four monsters.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
So,
it was
that's
bad.
crazy.
It was bad.
That's crazy.
That's why I just thought, right, I need to. I'm not getting any younger. 32 years old now. So obviously, with all the health scares that I've had, I was like, I need to sort something out. So
Yeah.
yeah, locked myself back into a 12-week prep,
Nice.
if you want to call it a prep. Body weight doesn't want to budge. Still hovering around 100 kilos, but I can see that I'm recomping nicely.
Yeah.
I was saying about what I'm taking. So recombinant human growth hormone, um, testosterone at the time being, it will just remain with testosterone. And then a little bit later on down the line, I'll bring in a DHT derivative, which is mastron. Because at the moment in the UK, we've got a shortage at the moment. We can't get any raws. Like people are struggling to get primobolan, mastron, even peptides. I've got some of my athletes who are struggling. So it's literally a case of whatever you can grab, stock up. So all I managed to grab was mastron propionate. So I've got a few vials of that and
Yeah.
Clen and what else? Telmisartan, my prophylactic, and that's it. So
Nice.
training wise, just training 4 or 5 times a week at my local JD gym. As you guys know from the beginning of this episode, to travel down to Crayford, it's like a 5 hour round trip, which is becoming extremely
Yeah.
frustrating and not worth it. So I've been training
Yeah.
at my local gym, and to be fair, those JD gyms are not half
They
bad.
do look quite good. From what I've seen of your story, they do look quite good.
They're not that bad. They've got some like questionable equipment in
Oh
there.
yeah,
They've
cool. Well,
also got
it's a
some,
commercial gym, isn't it?
yeah, but that's the thing though. At the same time, they've got some equipment in there. I'm like, how does this commercial gym have this? Like, they've got. I don't know if you've seen it in Crayford. They've got the Booty Builder.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got that in there, which isn't like Techno Gym or.
Yeah. Well, they
Um,
probably got it in there just because it's very popular now with the booty builds.
of course, but it's just like it's an own brand. Whereas
Yeah.
with these commercial gyms, it's just kitted out with all Techno Gym or all
Or Matrix,
or
in it. Yeah.
Watson or whatever. But yeah, it's a decent gym, does the job 24/7, um, and literally like 2 minutes around the corner. And then
Yeah.
diet wise, to be fair, I did have a solid diet for the initial 3 weeks. Last week, work picked up again. So, and then to be honest with you, with the weather, I've had zero appetite.
Yeah.
But
It does happen.
at the moment, you could say to an extent, arguably, my diet is a ketogenic diet. It's like just high in protein and fats. Like for
It's uh it's a bikini girl, bikini prep.
mate, it's the weather. It's
Oh yeah,
significantly
it
suppressed my
does.
appetite. I have no appetite for carbohydrates. All I've been
Yeah,
craving recently has just been salads. So
nice.
I've
I
just
mean,
been
the
having,
one thing that I don't use, and I should probably have used it in heat wave, is my Ninja Creamy.
oh,
Never used it.
how never ever.
No. I've used it,
Oh,
but
it's
like
not,
in this heat wave, I should have used it.
bruh.
But like you have to freeze it and everything. It's long, you know.
And what?
Because I forget because you have to leave it there for a day.
I want to purchase one. I love my Ninja stuff. I need to purchase one because they're
Ninja
not that
Creamies
expensive
are
either. They're like
good.
150, £190.
Yeah, they're really good though.
Yeah, get it back out.
What?
It's
They're
been
creamy or?
we were talking about that off air, Darren.
I mean, it could be also an Ninja Creamy if you think about
Yeah. Oh,
it.
the creamy, the creamy Darren.
The big D creamy.
Yeah, what flavor?
Whatever you want, baby.
It's just not cheese flavor.
What?
It's not cheese flavor.
Yeah, moldy cheese,
Holy cheese.
blue cheese.
Yeah, why are you being so
But
like?
yeah, no, it's all going well with you then. Like you're enjoying it again.
Yeah, it feels good. I think yesterday was the first day. I'd done a story on my, actually I've done it today. I've done a story on my Instagram. I recorded yesterday's session which was a leg workout. And I was looking back at the videos and then I posted one of my story and I was like, I actually look quite big there. So the caption I put was slowly filling back out. I don't know if you saw it on.
Yeah, I saw it. But the fact that you just said I feel quite big. Of course you're fucking big.
No, but you know what I mean.
You're just very you're everyone's their worst critic, bro.
Body
You don't need
dysmorphia.
to fill out. You already are full.
That's bodybuilding for you. Everyone get
Yeah.
into bodybuilding and then you'll
You're just a
suffer with bodybuilding
bitch.
for the rest of your life. It's the best decision you'll ever make in your life. You'll have
I
a
mean,
permanent
I
eating
can't say
disorder.
anything because I do the same with all the time. I'm like, oh, I'm so fucking. Well, I am small, but I'm like, I'm so fucking small, bro.
You know what I mean, though. It's more that fullness. You don't have that intermittent
Yeah,
fullness when you're
yeah,
not on top of your hydration, sodium intake. You're not getting adequate
yeah.
feeding
Of
of
course.
glycogen. So it's more that like training sessions prior to me locking into this was they were just like going through the motions, zero pump, no fullness, no nothing at all. So now it's just like regaining all of that sensation,
Yeah,
which is nice. It makes me feel like it's day one in the gym again.
yeah. I feel like it's you have to when you're going through something like that, you have to learn to get back into enjoying your training because I feel like sometimes you go through that thing where you're just going for going.
Yeah.
Like you're not actually thinking about, oh, I get to do this and I enjoy doing this. Like
Yeah, well,
I
I
feel like
mean,
that falls out of people's mindset.
that was one of the cornerstone of my adoration for bodybuilding. It was training, and I was always renowned for my training. Everyone
Yeah,
knew me as, you know, that guy who was really strong, relatively speaking, within my training session. So then to lose all of that size and all of that strength, it's like,
yeah,
okay, well, I need to get back into what I love doing because it was just a case of going through the motions. Like, I think obviously under the same breath, it's something that I had to go through. From a business perspective, I had to go through that phase because there was a massive influx of inquiries and people signing up, and I had some big people on the team looking at, you know, going for some big shows,
yeah.
a statement year and that. And this was setting me up for the next 5 odd years. So it's kind of like I had to go through that. It was a prerequisite. But then coming out the other end, I was like, right, look, now I'm financially comfortable. I've got, you know, a very good amount of clients on the team to the point where, you know, looking at getting another coach on the team.
Who's that?
Hush, hush, we won't say anymore. Yeah, things are just really good from a business standpoint. So I thought, right, this is the perfect time to get back into it. Um,
Yeah,
so I'm enjoying it, and it's nice as well because it makes me feel relevant again because it's more content that I can post talking about my stack design, my diet, training, and
mhm,
it's helping with structure and accountability.
yeah, yeah. I think that's a big thing as well. I feel like one thing that bodybuilding does teach you, it stays with you, is learning how to have that routine.
Yeah,
Like it's having accountability and having that routine that, yeah, you can lose it, but once you get that back, it's like the feeling of having like a routine, the accountability. You're like, fucking, hell, this is great.
yeah,
Like I got that. Like I lost at one point. I was losing very much a passion for like bodybuilding. I just went to the gym to train. That was it. And I think it's only recently, like I still don't look at bodybuilding shows and I'm like, oh, like I wanna watch all the shows and do that. Like it's not like that. But my training and training like a bodybuilder has come back,
mm,
but I know that I need to be a little bit more cautious with like lifting and stuff, especially my running alongside that we spoke about previously. It's just learning to mix both of them up, but like I don't think I'll ever lose the passion of training. I think it'll always be there. It's just whether I can still push it to that level is another thing.
that's the thing. I thought the same. I thought I would never lose that passion, but I did going through
Yeah,
that phase. But again, I think it was where I got so roped up with business. And it the thing is for those who are looking to getting into, you know, any kind of business, but let's just say contextually here, coaching, there isn't there isn't actual steps on how you progress to proceed to the next stage of financial freedom and success within your business. It just happens. Like
Yeah.
anybody who's asked me, "Oh, how did you get to your position that you're in now?" Most of most of the time, my response is always just being consistent, and then things happen, and then you just have to adapt in that moment. There's like ad hoc decisions there in the moment, and that's what happened with me. Like when I moved back from Bath, I was like, right, I need to resort myself out, rejig, life decisions, personal life. And then around that time, within the first month, when I came back to Crayford's, everyone was like interested. I was like, "Oh, you're back, and are you back for good?" And then I picked up like 20 clients in that 1 month. And I was like, right, okay, this is obviously a sign. This is where I need to be. This is where the
Yeah.
business is. And it literally just was a snowball effect from there. So that's when it just kind of happened. Um, by default, where I just lost the passion for training because I was like, right, I've got all these inquiries, I've got to bring them onto the team. I still got my pre-existing clients. I need to continue to provide a quality service, that premium package service, while also bringing on new clients. And it was a novel challenge. So I was having to
Yeah.
adapt. So in that moment, it was a case of, right, well, training is no longer a priority for me because it's not paying my bills. These people are paying my bills. So that 5 days a week turned into 4 days a week, 4 days turned into three, three turned into two. So like it was just a gradual fade, which just kind of happened by default. It wasn't like, oh well, I've just got to pick or choose. It just happened.
Yeah.
And like I
Yeah,
said,
of course.
got through that wave, and now we're here on the other end, back on top of things. You'll still have your moments where you're overwhelmed with workloads. I've got some new people rejoining the team, which I messaged you this morning about. We won't drop any names just yet.
I prefer not to speak.
Yeah.
If I
But
speak, I'm in big trouble.
yeah, that one's got me really excited. Um,
Yeah, no, it's very exciting.
we're looking at a few people who are joining the team, going down like the NPC route, looking at pro cars. So like that's the next step for us really as a team.
Yeah,
Um,
still slowly trying to convince someone to step on to prep next year.
to be fair, I gave up. I don't know where you are. I gave up on that a long time ago.
He gave up on me. He doesn't
Yeah,
fucking care
this
about me
this
anymore.
person, this person that we're just talking about, they will just use the pronouns they. They got in touch and they said like, "Oh, I want to compete again." I was like, "Right, cool. Don't give a fuck about Darren anymore."
Yeah, fuck Darren.
Yeah.
These fucking people are Darren's fucking irrelevant, bro. He can just
Are you
run the little
are you, are
bitch.
you going for pro cards? Don't think so. Well,
Who knows?
nah.
Man, I am not worthy. Seeing these natties, I'm like, I am not pro worthy.
Honestly, that's
I
an
think the only
episode
thing,
in
I
and of
think the
itself.
only thing, the only thing I've got going for me that's pro card worthy of the Natty Federation is probably my chest, and that's about it.
I
Give
don't want to
someone.
be disrespectful, but
There's no
you're not
way.
wrong. You're not wrong. Like
I'm not
they're
wrong.
they're cut from a different cloth at the moment. I've been to three natural federation. Sorry, they said yeah, three separate federations, all natural shows, and every single class. I'm not just talking about one show or one class. Every federation, every class has been stacked, and the standard has been unbelievable.
Man, do you know what it is?
Unbelievable.
It's normally the fucking juniors.
Yeah.
The
So I
juniors
had
and
the
teams and stuff are ridiculous. Like
WMPS.
Finn, yeah, Finn's client, Finn
Yes.
Kelly's client. That
Yeah.
fucking a Jack, and I don't even know his name.
Oh, we need to get his name. I have to get
I
his
don't
name.
know his name, but he beat Sean
Yeah, I'll have to
in
get his name up
the.
for respect because this kid is
I mean,
unbelievable.
shout out to Sean though, because I'm not gonna lie. Like, I won't lie. When I first saw him at Crayford and he spoke, like he came over and spoke to me and stuff, I just thought he was like a jet. Like, I didn't know he was going into that bodybuilding or anything like that. I was like, you're a big guy,
Yeah.
but what I saw from when he competed, I was like, you do not, this does. Where's this come from? So
He just came out
where
of
the
nowhere. He just came
yeah,
out of nowhere.
I knew he was competing because I remember I saw him at Muscle Hut once, and he came over to me and he was like, "I'm gonna compete." Like, he's like, "I'm gonna compete." I think this was like the year before. He's like, "I'm gonna compete next year."
I'm just
I was like,
gonna
"All right, bro. Like, do your thing." I didn't expect to see what I saw. But I
Uh,
was like, fair play. But yeah, I can't remember the guy's name, but he's got
his name's Mikey. His name's
Mikey, that's it.
um,
His quads are
Jamroz.
phenomenal.
I think it's Jamroz. How you
He's got a phenomenal set of legs.
keep talking because I'm just gonna pull him up.
Yeah. No, so from what I can remember, well, from what I've seen, obviously, um, him and him and Sean have competed against each other twice now, and I think so. Sean won the most recent one, and what was the guy's name again? Sorry,
Mikey.
Mikey, and Mikey won the first show, which was a WMBF, I think,
I'm just gonna.
and then Sean won the PCA. That's just happened, but yeah, both of them are fucking ridiculous, and it's that's just like one bit of the natural federation right now.
You see my
Like
screen?
obviously AJ Morris competed.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see it. Oh,
This,
you learned to share.
yeah, I've done it now. God, I feel like Fouad.
Should we play some
So
geography
this is the
lessons?
guy. Shout out to Mikey.
Yeah, Mikey's ridiculous, bro.
Yeah, this was the show. I want to try and find. I think Finn.
I was coached by Finn once.
Or was you?
Yeah,
Also shout out to Finn, my guy. This is him at the overall.
yeah, it's just ridiculous.
This is Sean on the far left hand side, and then Mike in the middle. We got any pictures? We've got like proper
I mean,
set.
I think because he's done the PCA, you're gonna see the PCA ones, but that's Finn's profile, isn't it?
Yeah, we'll go back onto
I
Mikey.
think Mikey's would probably show a little bit more
Uh, Mikey.
because, like, I mean, that's the
Yeah,
PCA
here we
show.
go.
That's
This is the
fucking
PCA.
ridiculous. Look at it, bro. Look at the fucking
So
quads on it.
this is Junior Short, and I
Yeah,
want to say he's 21, 22. I could be wrong.
yeah. I don't know how old he is, but it's ridiculous, bro.
The level of condition as well.
It's very conditioned. He's overall package is ridiculous. I mean, that with
This
him and
is
Sean together is a
Yeah,
quality
this is
picture.
him and Sean. So this is our friend Sean from Crayford. Done some posing with Patrick, who's been on the podcast before. Sean won his class, and then they done something different. He won the Golden Era Classic overall or something like that, because Mikey actually ended up winning the overall, but
Yeah,
he won a separate overall. Sean did,
yeah.
but still a phenomenal physique, both of them.
Look at the with Mikey. Look at the striations in that chest.
I know.
It's silly.
Thing is, it's very complete as well.
Yeah,
It's
there
very
was actually a picture of Mikey because he competed a few years ago. So he did his first. He did one show and he didn't. I don't think he done that well. And then they just took time to grow, and then it just obviously this has happened.
yeah, he took that personal.
Oh, fucking yeah, he did that very personal.
Him,
But yeah, shout out to Mikey, man. That's a fucking
yeah,
ridiculous.
what a transformation.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah, man.
It's just silly, like, because you look at some of these people and you just think you're like, you're good. Like when you see him in like off seasons or stuff like, you're like, he's good, but is he good?
This is Sean as well.
And then once like his actual transformation comes and you see him on stage, you're like, what the fuck is that? Yeah, shout out to Sean.
Yeah,
It's silly, bro.
I don't know who his coach is.
That shot's really nice. That PCA shot that go down.
This one,
Yeah, that's a really nice shot.
yeah. This was
That and the other
recent.
one he
So
does
this
is
one was after the WMBF,
yeah,
and he
that's a
did the
sick
overall
shot.
here. So Sean took the class win and then went on to win the overall.
Yeah,
This is here the overall.
it's silly, bro.
That is such a beautiful shot. That's the epitome of classic.
Yeah.
Jordan, if you're watching, you got your work cut out, mate.
Jordan, take it personally, bro.
Yeah, I would.
I mean, I
Look at
can't say
this, the
Jordan.
glutes.
Jordan's also fucking phenomenal.
This is the glutes here. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, striated, bro.
And here's Jordan.
I
So
mean, to be fair, Jordan looks very good right now.
this is my guy Jordan, who's deep in his off season. So for those who don't remember, this was at the UK DFBA. Most people would know that routine.
Yeah, I remember. I still remember when I was in Crayford and you was like, "Do you want to see something?" I
Yeah,
was like, "Sure." I sat, mate. It's incredible. It was a ridiculous fucking routine.
yeah, it's unbelievable. I mean, I'm going to be completely biased, but this is him at the moment in his off season.
Yeah,
So currently sitting at 100 kilos.
that is
He's done,
the fucking quads, man.
I know, and the fact they can still control his midsection like that and pour a vacuum.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, we had to run a tidy up phase. I don't want to throw him under the bus, but yeah, he had a little bit of a time off and things got a little bit sloppy, but we've managed to rein it back in. Obviously, this is the most recent update, which was, well, this was 2 weeks ago, but he's pretty much sitting at the same weight with the same body composition here now. Uh,
yeah.
yeah, 100 kilos. I mean, when he came to me, he was 114, 118 kilos. Um, I mean, yeah, just another
It's
freak.
very silly. Yeah. I mean, what's his plans? Is he doing it next year?
Uh, at the moment, we're just
Seeing how it goes.
yeah, we're just seeing how it goes because unfortunately he had a minor tear to his chest. We don't know the full extent of it. It's not a rupture, so it hasn't completely come off.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see, it's on this side,
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can
just
see it.
slightly. It hasn't completely come off the tendon, but there is a slight imbalance there, especially when he hits the poses. So at the moment, I don't want to say we're going through rehab because he's regaining his strength back, but we're just having to really err on the side of caution with what we're doing in terms of loading his chest. And we just don't really want to push everything else so that we end up having like an imbalanced physique. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like it's muddy waters at the moment. We don't know what we're doing. If I stop share, does that there we go.
Yeah,
Um,
that works.
here we go.
See?
For me, the next Fuad. Don't worry,
There's...
Fuad. You stay in hospital. I've got this. I'm going to start
don't
representing
don't you
body.
worry, Ian. I've got this. Get out.
Yeah. So as for Jordan, it's just touch and go at the moment. We're just seeing how it goes. Obviously, just trying to take things one step at a time. I don't
Yeah.
want to push him too aggressively. But plans on competing. I know a lot of people are asking, and I don't want to put pressure on him, but if we are going to consider it, it most likely will be 2026.
Nice.
So yeah,
I will look. Well, if he does, I look very forward to seeing how the improvements and what he looks like. 'Cause, I mean, the first that was his first time, wasn't it, competing in that?
yeah.
Yeah,
So we done
ridiculous.
the UK DFBA, which he won his class,
Yeah,
came third in the overall. Um, that was his first ever show, and then we went on to do the PCA, like a week or two after, and
yeah,
third there. But obviously, to his disadvantage, it was an untested federation. He managed to beat, I think it was two people he beat in that class. But unfortunately, my end, that's when everything happened. And long story short, I was admitted into hospital the night before. So I was a little bit disorientated, a little bit
yeah.
stressed out and worried about what was going on my end. So I will openly admit, and I did tell Jordan that I feel like I didn't give him my full undivided attention for obvious reasons. I don't think that massively affected his look, but I believe that we could have come in a little bit sharper if I
Yeah.
had a bit more time to emphasize on him. But yeah, I mean, still came away third. And then that's when we just went straight into an off season because he had a holiday and put 10 kilos on in the space of a week. I'll out him. I'll out him for that.
Jordan, you are an absolute G. You carry on eating, brother.
Yeah,
Put another 10 kilo on.
you can tell him that. Um, yeah, I wasn't happy, but it is what it is, and that's it. So I think
Yeah.
on that note, we'll wrap it up because I'm tired and I'm hungry.
I am also hungry. I'm fucking starving. I haven't eaten since like 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock, mate. Go get some food.
Get off the podcast.
Right. Oh yeah, I was just about to say goodbye. Like I forgot we're on the podcast.
No, no, see you
Don't
later.
worry, yeah, don't worry about the outro. Yeah, see you later. Catch you in a bit. Peace. Guys, thank you for listening, tuning in. As always, show your support. I always say this, but more often than not, people don't actually do anything. It massively helps out the channel if you can give this video a like. If you're watching on YouTube, give us a like, comment, and also subscribe to the channel. And then if you're listening on Spotify, I don't know how it works on there. 5-star rating, give us a review. Again, share with people, share on your stories. The more exposure that we get, the more frequent we will do these podcasts, and also we can get some guests on as well. So please just drop a like, click that subscribe button, and thanks for watching. And we'll see you all on the next one. Catch you in a bit. Big D.